The Alfie Whattam podcast.
So this is the Dyson Zone. Okay, this is a pair of headphones with a face mask, but not just any face mask, an air purifying device. So this either looks completely crazy and ridiculous, or it's genius. There is that like fine line between insanity and genius. And
it's Dyson that came up with this?
Dyson. Yeah. Well, Dyson had the hand, where you go in and was it Dyson where you can
the blade thingy.
So, Dyson blade. So it's that tech on a pair of headphones, really. I mean, Dyson's interesting. They try a lot of cool stuff. I love the founder. I think they did a Dyson car at one point. They spent like millions into it and then just never launched it because it wasn't like perfect. And they like to release perfect products. I don't know if this is perfect. This is interesting, but I suppose in a post-COVID world, maybe they're onto something here. But,
maybe.
Anyway, let's have a look at the Dyson Zone. Been in works for a while, and a lot of people say 2023 could be the year it gets released and is popular, successful, etc., etc. So this is the Dyson Zone. Please watch on video if you're on audio only at this point. And there we are showing some renders. It is created. I've seen people reviewing this, so it works. And yeah, it's a pair of headphones with a air filtration device on your mouth. I don't really know what else to say about it other than that. I think that describes it, but it's got different colours. I'm sure you'll be able to have branded ones at some point. I think the actual music what you're listening to might be like charging the filtration, or I might just like sound really smart saying that, but that might not be the case. But yeah, that's the Dyson Zone. What do you think?
That seems like a very good thing for most of roadworks, office construction.
Yeah.
These kind of works that they need to have both ear protection and something that we never thought about. But mouth protection, if you're doing asphalt, you probably need something from your mouth as well. For office, it would be. I understand the usage in an office shared work for people who want it.
Yeah.
That's about it. I don't see people going around with something like that. Yeah. And most of mask wearing is done for people who travel to a place that is not their house.
Yeah.
So I'm not super sure.
Yeah. What do you think, Remy?
I think there's a huge space for traveling around. I mean, if you live in China, if you live in Poland, where air pollution is ridiculously high, I would definitely want something like that. I don't know if I would want that particularly, but I would want something like that. Yeah. I mean, I have a friend who moved away from a city in Poland to a smaller city simply because he was worried for his kid and the air pollution. That's how bad it is. So I think there is a space for it. I don't know. This seems a bit like a gimmick. Sure. You're right, Dyson are a super innovative company and they just try everything. I think they're engineering like first and then product second.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess we'll see. It's an interesting one.
Do you think it looks a little bit ridiculous? Like
for sure.
Maybe I don't know. But I said that about AirPods and they were like the bathroom product things and the cotton ball things in your ears, but like. No, I mean, like, everyone's wearing AirPods now. I mean, AirPods are great, but it reminds me of Batman with the Bane mask.
Problem there is it's a bit too much visible, which is why the AirPods, the first version was very big, and the second one is much smaller because that looks not great, the first one. Yeah. So this one has the problem of being too bulky.
Yeah.
So yes, he's right. I think you are right, Remy, in saying, hey, people for traveling around, that's very useful. Absolutely. Needs to be less bulky, needs to be something different. I'm not sure that the application on the headphones is the right one for the masks.
Does the music even work? Because in the video, it kind of looked like in the cups there was the fans that were doing the filtration.
I mean, I'm sure it does. I mean, they wouldn't have the headphones otherwise, would they? They'd just have the mask.
It's an AirPod inside.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know what the quality of them like. I mean, I know Dyson doesn't really release bad products usually, which is why I'm like excited about Apple finally getting into the metaverse and VR and AR, because right now it's just so blocky. But when they enter it this year or next year, there's certain companies where if they do something, it's like it's going to do it right, be good. So who knows? Maybe Dyson will kill it with this. But I think you are kind of right. It does look a little bit like a bit too chunky right now. Maybe if there was a way to make AirPods how they like blasted out air. I don't know what the solution is. Maybe there isn't one, but I don't know how, like, sitting on a tube with this and then having that on your face, you might feel a little bit
Very
weird.
intrusive, yeah.
But then again, people still wear the huge ventilation N95 ones, and if they want to wear that, they're not going to care what other people say. It's for COVID, so it's almost like the perfect time to release. Or maybe they should have released this like 2 years ago. Or something.
I was about to say 2 years ago would have been even better.
Yeah. Would you wear this? Would you walk around the streets confidently wearing this, or would you feel a bit?
If I was living
awkward?
in a very polluted place, yeah.
Yeah, man.
If I was
China,
living in
yeah.
China or some cities in China are just a joke. You can't even see 5 meters in front of you by how polluted the city is.
Yeah.
So yeah, in a place like that, yeah, for sure.
Would you wear it?
No.
No. Which is just design wise.
It's exactly. It's just to be okay. I have a pair of the famous De Bose one.
Yeah, they look cool.
They look cool, but still I find them really uncomfortable to just walk around with the headphones. So that's definitely too bulky for me.
But they're meant to be a lot better than Beats, the Bose. I don't even know if they're still making Beats. I haven't seen them for ages, but
They still exist. Yeah.
yeah, I mean Apple own them now, don't
Yeah.
they? I mean Dr. Dre became a billionaire when they acquired them. Like what? Which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean like. I it's the sort of thing where if 1 or 2 people are wearing this, it's a bit weird. But then if suddenly everybody's wearing it, like AirPods, like who cares? Like
Yeah.
That's true, but that's the main difference. So I think that in general, electronic personal devices can work only if they are not too visible.
Yeah.
So the phone became much bigger relatively recently, but
Yeah.
still it's something that you hide. You don't walk around with a phone in your hand.
Yeah.
The AirPods are small. The Apple Watch, okay, it's bulky, but it's still size of a watch.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's just too big.
Yeah, it's like you're carrying a computer on your head. If you like, it's like the Oculus. Like it's just
There you
too
go.
big. It's you need it in these, and then
There you go.
Mac will run the universe. But right now it's like it's just way too clunky and big, right? What about because of like you mentioned there in China and pollution, that's only going to get worse in a lot of areas of the world. I mean, a lot of areas are hopefully going to get better. But if I had to be a realist, I mean, like capitalism, companies pumping out stuff into the air to make it worse, it's probably going to continue. Probably going to get worse in a lot of areas. So. Do you think this is a growing market potentially? People to use that sort of filtration, because it could be better than a face mask if it's Dyson, if it's giving you clean air.
A lot of people have like at-home air filters. Again, I lived in Malaysia for a while, and it was really common to just have that in your home, in your bedroom, and it's an air filter, a humidifier. It does all of it.
Yeah.
So, why not? I don't know, because. People just, for example, in China, when there's pollution alerts, people just don't go out. They just stay home, and that's that.
Yeah.
And they're told not to go out. They're told to stay home. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, the China one is. When I've been to China, I didn't believe how bad it could be, and then I remember getting out of a subway and walking up the stairs, and I just couldn't see.
Yeah, it's smog. Yeah, it's crazy.
And it was like whoa, like it was. And you could taste it in your lungs and in your mouth. It was awful. I mean, yeah. Do you think this is potentially a growing market, or do you think it's more of a gimmick?
It's a gimmick. It's definitely a gimmick. That doesn't mean that, as I said, it is a niche market. I would expect Dyson to take this information and actually make a purifier.
Yeah.
I don't know if they already have an air purifier of something of sort, but that technology, it seems like, okay, we're just moving on.
It's a bigger use case, right?
And yeah, exactly.
Yeah, having it in your home rather than strapping it to your face. It's probably you can sell it to more people. But,
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. What about price wise? To take a guesstimate.
On that one in particular,
On the Dyson Zone.
it's Dyson, over $1,000.
Over $1,000. Wow.
It's
I would have
Dyson. They sell a
that's true.
freaking hairdryer for
I would have said 500, but probably he's right.
Yeah, it's just under. It's $950.
There you go.
There you
So
go.
in pounds maybe more, but yeah, it's expensive. I mean, you pay a lot of money for headphones. What do you remember what you paid for your Bose headphones?
350.
Yeah,
Okay.
possibly.
Yeah. So this is like 3 of them.
Yeah.
I suppose for there will be some people that are willing to pay that. I just don't think the average person would spend $1,000 on a face mask and some headphones. They already have headphones. They already have a face mask. Is it adding that much more?
I'm not sure.
No. Would you pay $950 for it?
Nope.
What would you pay for it if you because you said you'd wear one if you know.
300, something like that.
Yeah, I think a good place to sell them would be like an airport in China or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if like before you get out, and if it's cheap enough where it's not like a decision you have to really think about, but it's like, oh, you know, I'm going out there, and I buy headphones at the airport anyway, then why not get this?
Yeah, I think if it was a similar price or just a little bit more than that, then a good pair of headphones. Like today, the Bose ones, the Sony ones, they're all around $300, something like that.
Yeah.
So if it was around that price, or maybe $100 more, then why not? But three times more, that's a bit ridiculous.
That's considering. I would go back to my initial topic.
Yeah.
This is something that a lot of office construction workers, a lot of people who works in not dangerous environment, but relatively more dangerous environments could very well use that.
And it's hard to hear in those environments if you've got drilling, but if you've got a mic on this and you can hear each other, like we're hearing each other right now, and that's a great use case potentially.
Exactly.
So that could definitely make a lot of sense. Have you guys seen the headphones where it's purely vibration technology on
the glasses?
Yeah. So
the Ray-Bans have
some. The Meta Ray-Ban Stories, I think they call them. So the whatever you call this, the stem?
Branch, I'm not sure.
Yeah, the tree. This vibrates here, and the music is picked up by your temple. So there's nothing in your ear, right? It's to me that's probably more the future of headphones, because you're not having to stick something in your ear. It's just if everybody could have that,
Yes and no. I think the whole point of headphones is to isolate yourself. I like to wear headphones on a plane because then I don't hear the noise of the plane. These things don't isolate you at all. So it's kind of like if you had another person, like a band playing next to you, but you can still hear everything that's happening around you. So I think it's two different use cases. I've tried the Ray-Ban ones. I've tried. I think Bose even has it's called bone conducting technology. Like a band that you put around your head. And it's great if you want to go running and if you want to hear cars and stuff like that. But if I'm in a co-working space or if I'm on a plane, I don't want to hear people around me. So I'd rather, isolate myself with headphones.
Sometimes I just put headphones on and don't listen to music, just so people don't
talk
to me.
Exactly.
At the same time, though, I mean, you see it's constantly on the road, people with the AirPods, but not because they have the AirPods for a function. They are just speaking with each other, but it's just so commonly used. So that could be something that it can be easily replaced by a pair of glasses.
Have you tried out the noise cancelling AirPod Pros or like?
The AirPod Max.
Yep. Yeah, I tried them the other day, and oh my god, it's insane. Like those little things can completely suppress external sound. Even if you're not playing music or something, it can just block it out. It's crazy how quickly that's happened. Because I remember noise cancelling being like these, and it was pretty average, and I remember going up to my friends and like clicking here to see if it works and stuff, and but it's like it's insane how quickly and how good it's become, in that small factor.
And that's why I don't think that the drones noise will be a problem, because I mean, if we are going to the direction where we are removing noises, then the noise does not become a problem anymore. Maybe. So that could be very well work.
Okay, cool. Hey, thanks for watching this YouTube video. If you want to see more like this, please remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.